SHMACKEMAGOB, everybody. Look who's with me, Mr. Will Carroll. How you doing, Will?
What's up, Ralph? Hello, everybody out there.
Good to see you, man. We're going to have some info on Will toward the end because I know everybody's that tuning in. I want to see Kith. Oh, my God, Kith. Talk about Kith. And so that's what we're going to do. And, you know, I've been having people on my channel to talk about certain Kiss albums. And I thought of you because your favorite Kiss album is what we're going to talk about today, Lick It Up. And
yeah, man.
I absolutely love that album. But why, Will, is it your favorite?
I mean, it has to do with like when it came out and just the timing of it all. In 1984 or 83, excuse me, in 1983, I was 10 years old and I was way into heavy metal by then. I got into Kiss in 1978 when I heard Kiss Alive 2. So I was a Kiss fan for many years already. But, you know, like there was some serious dark times with Unmasked and The Elder. And even though Creatures of the Night was an amazing record, it wasn't a very popular album, you know. So Kiss were at such a low, and there was just no information on the band. They were never in magazines or anything like that at that point in time. And then when Lick It Up came out, it was like they were like totally reborn, and they were in the press a lot. You could get info on Kiss, and there would actually be a centerfold of them maybe every now and then. So Kiss were back in the public eye, and they were a force to be reckoned with in the heavy metal world in 1983. So that has a lot to do with why it's my favorite Kiss album, because it was so exciting to be a Kiss fan in 1983. It was fucking awesome, man. I loved it. And it's a great album.
It is an awesome album. Did you hear Creatures before you heard Lick It Up?
Oh, yeah. And I loved Creatures. And I remember that tour coming through San Francisco. The rest of my siblings went. I was too young to go. But that was everybody else's first Kiss show, Kiss and Motley Crue, at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium. And yeah, I loved Creatures, man. I was way into it. But you'd be hard-pressed to find a Creatures of the Night poster or T-shirt or bandana or pin at the rock shop. Like, if you're lucky, you'd find it. But when Lick It Up came out, all that shit was just readily available, man. Like, I had like 20 different Lick It Up pins, man. Like different colors, and it was just great, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it did propel them. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, I'm sure you'd agree with me on here, is that, you know, come on, I know Lick It Up's your favorite album, but it's really a sister album to Creatures. They're pretty much identical in the heaviness, but people listen with their eyes because Creatures should have been just as big. And most people, including myself, I like Creatures more. Not much more, to tell you the truth, because they are very similar in a lot of ways.
Totally.
And but it's because they took off the makeup. It's why they gained popularity again. And and a lot of people are like, you know, when they take off the makeup, Gene was lost. You know, without the makeup, he may have been lost image-wise, but man, does he write some awesome songs. My all-time favorite Kiss song is on this album, and I'm more of a 70s guy.
Right.
But a Gene song on this album is my favorite track on it. And did you get to see this tour?
No, man. I don't really know too many people who did see this tour, because when they came through the Bay Area, they played in San Jose, which is like an hour south of San Francisco, or even a little further. So it wasn't really close to home, and none of us had cars back then. So none of my friends saw that show. It was like Kiss, Vandenberg, and Riot, I believe.
Wow, what a bill.
Yeah, it's a cool bill.
I did see the tour. It was with Pat Travers and Axe. You ever heard of a band called Axe?
Yeah, you know, I always see their record in the bargain bin. Even though, you know, it's funny, even though record sales have skyrocketed and prices of records are now like $40 sometimes, I always see Axe albums at like $3.99. Like the price for their albums hasn't increased whatsoever.
Well, Will, I gotta tell you, if you spot Heat in the Street by Axe for $3.99, dude, I'll send you $4 if you don't like it. It's a good album, man.
Okay.
Especially for $3.99, you'll dig it. Heat in the Street is
cool.
Pretty badass album. And but you know, I got it was actually a friend of mine that told me, no, I thought it was John Butcher Axis, but it was Pat Trower. Do you remember John Butcher Axis?
No, I don't.
John Butcher Axis was this guy. He was kind of like a Jimi Hendrix type, this black dude, and he always wore like Japan, like a Japanese flag. And he opened for Def Leppard, he opened for Rainbow, and I thought he opened for Kiss, but a friend of mine told me it was Pat Travers. Anyway, I saw the Lick It Up show. I saw the Creatures show. It was the same stage. They didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Except they didn't have makeup on.
And
And
how were Kiss interacting on stage? Did they seem awkward or
no, they delivered. You know what was weird though? They came out and they opened with Detroit Rock City, and everybody was in their chair. Like everybody was sitting down. And after the song was done, Paul Stanley made everybody stand up. And then we all stood up and rocked. But it was weird seeing everybody. Like I wasn't going to stand up, and nobody was standing up, so it was just sitting down. And after the second song, get up! What the fuck, man? It's a rock show, you know. And it was a great show. I thought Creatures was better because really visually it was better because of the makeup. Because at that time, that was the first time I seen Kiss, so I can't judge Kiss before that. But Gene looked like he was going to eat you on the Creatures tour. He was so evil on stage, and they were really hungry, man. You know, they had a lot to prove.
Who opened the Creatures tour?
The Plasmatics. It wasn't.
Plasmatics.
I think Motley Crue only did the West Coast.
Yeah.
But the Plasmatics blew my mind, and I ran out and bought Coup d'Etat. That was a killer show, and it wasn't as empty as you hear the stories. West Palm Beach did okay. It wasn't packed either, but you hear these stories how nobody showed up to these shows, but it was somewhat decent.
But how about Lick It Up? Was that packed?
No, and it was a much bigger venue. Lick It Up played the Sportatorium, which is double the size of West Palm Beach Auditorium, and no, it wasn't. You know what? I never saw Kiss pack a place till Hot in the Shade. Every tour, Asylum, Crazy Nights, Animalize played Sunrise Musical Theater, which is a small venue, but they played there 2 nights. And that was packed, but it was very small venue. But Kiss never really, South Florida at least, never really sold out anything till the reunion, really. But Hot in the Shade was packed. That was a packed show.
Yeah, same with the Hot in the Shade show here in the Bay Area in Concord. That was well attended. But I think the opening bands had something to do with that, though, as well, because Winger and Slaughter were pretty hot at the time, you know?
Yeah, we had the same bill, but that was an awesome show.
Totally. My favorite non-makeup show.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So let's get into the tracks, man. What do you think of Exciter?
Maybe my favorite song on the album. It's one of the strongest Kiss opening tracks. I would give it a 10 out of 10. I just fucking think it rips, dude. It rips. I like it more than the song Creatures of the Night. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, you're out of your mind, but Exciter just rips, dude. And the solo is amazing. And it's by that dude from Mr. Mister, right?
No, it's Rick Derringer.
Oh, Rick Garringer. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
The guy from Mr. Mister did the Creature of the Night solo.
That's right. Rick Garringer. That solo rips on Exciter, man. It's awesome.
Ripping track. Can you do this, Lou? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look at that. BOC, motherfucker.
And Twisted Sister.
Oh, the Bone logo. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I just saw BOC last week. It was great.
Yeah, I saw some of your video. I was jealous, man.
Yeah, I almost didn't go to the show because I think you know this. I am really fixated on the Symbol Remains. And they were opening for Deep Purple. I was like, they're not going to play nothing from... If they do, I'll get lucky. They play one song. They played 4 songs.
So besides, I saw the video you posted for That Was Me. What else did they do?
They did Box in My Head.
I hate that song.
Really? I dig it. Tainted Blood.
Good song.
And Train True.
Okay.
You know, but I was hoping for The Alchemist.
Yeah, totally, man.
Do you hear the Kiss twats getting mad? We're not talking about Kiss. So back on, yeah, I love Exciter too. It's a ripping track. I believe it was played a few times early in the tour. Unfortunately, by the time I saw it, they didn't play it. But yeah, dude, I'll ask you this: what do you think is a stronger song? You already say it's stronger than Creature of the Night, but do you think it's stronger than Into the Fire?
Ah, great question, man.
That's a good opener, man.
No, I would say I've had enough is a little bit better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I gotta agree with you there. I mean, I'm not a fan of that album, but what an opener!
Yeah, and the drum beat, dude, fucking A, man. He's doing this really difficult double bass pattern and doing double time on the hi-hat at the same time, dude. It's fucking awesome, man. Really tricky beat. Fucking killer.
Yeah,
Wait, before we continue on, what kind of venue was that BOC Deep Purple show at? Was it a
it was.
casino or like a real
Yeah,
place?
it was a casino.
Casino.
A really that what they did was they rebuilt it. They rebuilt it because I've been there millions of times to see shows. They rebuilt it where it holds around 7,000, and anywhere you sit, dude, it's a good view. You could be on the top, the last, because the way it's kind of like wraps around the stage. There's no like, there is a second floor which I couldn't notice. It was the first time I was there, and I haven't heard acoustics that good since I can't remember what was the last show I saw at Sunrise Musical Theater in the '90s. The acoustics in the place, it's just an awesome place. And I'm a big McCartney fan, and he's playing there. And I didn't even look at the ticket sales. I'm like,
Mm.
geez. The Rolling Stones played there. The Who is playing there, where my friend Charlie Hill got me a ticket where it's going to be an orchestra. The Who is playing with an orchestra.
Wow.
And who else? Guns N' Roses played there. But when these big bands play there, the the prices are astronomical. And I wasn't going, man. And my friend, because my birthday was the day before that show, and he wrote me on my birthday going, dude, I'm gonna get you a ticket for Deep Purple for your birthday. I was like, dude, and I don't get me wrong, I love Deep Purple, but you know me, I was like, I want to see Blue as a Cult.
Yeah.
And I was happy because and it was a very pedestrian set list, but the most songs they played from any album was that, and then it was everything you would expect. I think maybe the deepest track they played was Jesus, Golden Age of Leather. That's as deep as they got,
Okay. And
but
was it well
everything else.
attended? Was it
Yeah,
crowded?
yeah,
Wow.
dude, it looked pretty packed. It looked pretty packed, man.
Cool.
And I saw Nico McBrain there.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it was cool, dude. It was a fucking awesome show. And I hung out with Dave the Beast Spitz. You know him, right?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So Exciter, man. Love it. Fucking awesome.
Here's a question. How did Kiss hook up with Rick Derringer? I don't know if I know that story. Do you know?
No, I don't. I really don't at all. I'm sure maybe they crossed paths in the '70s, and they became friendly with each other.
Or maybe Michael James Jackson worked with Rick Derringer before and suggested him. I don't know, but yeah,
Maybe
definitely so.
I saw an interview where Gene Simmons told Michael James Jackson, "You got to put James in the middle of your name on this album
Oh
because
yeah, yeah.
calling himself Michael Jackson." And and you notice the drum sound is very different from Creatures to Look It Up. And there was a guy that asked Gene, "Why is the drum sound different than Creatures?" And he said, "Because Creatures didn't sell." That was his reason.
Yeah, that's a really silly answer, but I have to say, I think the drum sound for "Lick It Up" fits the album perfectly. I don't know if the album would have sounded as cool with the Creatures drum sound. Uh, I mean, even though they're sister albums, there's a lot of differences sonically between those two albums, and I like the tight, snappy sound of the drums on "Lick It Up," and I love the Creatures drums as well for different reasons. But I think they're both awesome drum tones. Killer.
Yeah, badass. Then we go into the next one, which is, damn, what is it again?
Not
Not
for
for
the
the
Innocent.
Innocent. What do you think of that one?
Another 10 out of 10, man. Fucking amazing track. Um, uh, Going back to the drum sound for this album, one of my favorite things and a very unique quality about Lick It Up, the album, is the hi-hat tone. The hi-hats sound great on this album, especially on this song in particular. The do 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 do. Oh, you can hear the hi-hat just cutting through, and it really like pushes the song forward. Great lyrics. I remember my eldest brother, he was home from college right when this album came out, and we were listening to it, and he was totally put off by this song, dude, especially the lyrics. He was not into the lyrics at all, man. And I knew that was the right thing, man.
Yeah. I spit the hangman in his face and hung it with his news. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it because it's a demon song.
Yep.
And
Totally.
demon songs, they don't really dominate Gene songs. That's why it's always special.
Yeah.
You know, because most of the songs are about sucking and fucking, when he does like Your God of Thunder, Almost Human.
Yeah.
This song, this is total, you know, War Machine. And this one is like very menacing lyrics. And I know you're probably going to disagree with me because just about everybody does. Did you ever hear the demo to this song?
Not for the innocent. I think I have. Yeah. I think I have.
Because that's the demo, it's both Gene and Paul singing.
Yep.
And I don't like it, man. I like it just Gene. You know, I just didn't like Paul's like input in it. But most people disagree with me.
Yeah, you know, I have to revisit that. I do remember listening to that a couple years ago. I mean, just in my head, it seems weird having Paul have any part of this song, you know?
Yeah. Then again, he wrote God of Thunder.
That's true. That's true.
Just,
but like, even like the opening riff to the song is so menacing and dark, and just like the broken chords, and you can tell Vinnie Vincent's stamp is all over this song, man, all over it.
oh yeah, it rips. Yeah, and I was saying this the other day, man. I love what Vinnie Vincent has done in Kiss.
Yeah.
It's such a shot in the arm, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, he was the best replacement. Even though I'm not a big fan of his as a human, but musically, he was pretty badass.
Totally. I think he has songwriting credits for 8 out of the 10 songs on Lick It Up.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Fits Like a Glove is the only one he didn't write anything on.
I don't think he had anything to do with Dance All Over Your Face either.
Okay.
Yeah.
But awesome song. Yeah, I absolutely love Not for the Innocent. As far as I know, never played live.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, what do you think of the crappy title track?
Dude, I like it, man. I like it. I never get tired of hearing it. In fact, when Kiss plays it nowadays, it's like a highlight of the show. I mean, which is not saying a lot if Lick It Up's the highlight of the show. But I get excited hearing it live. But anyways, whenever it comes up on the radio, I'm stoked to hear it. I crank it, and people around me are all singing it and having a good time. The song brings out the best in people and the worst for people who don't like it. But
Like me.
I don't mind the song at all, dude. I loved it back when it came out. I love the video, and you know, I think it's like a 7 or 8 out of 10 for me.
Right on. I always detested this song, and I feel like, man, they shouldn't have called the album "Lick It Up," because people that would have my mentality, they would be like, I ain't gonna listen to that "Lick It Up" album.
It's so true, dude. Even like my bandmates in Death Angel, like Mark and Rob, they said they were totally turned off by Kiss by this point, but especially the song "Lick It Up" and just a thing called "Lick It Up." Like if you're a total thrash kid and you get into thrash, you don't want to have anything to do with something called "Lick It Up." I can totally understand that. I can totally understand that.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, luckily, I mean, when I bought the album, I'm like, damn, man, this album rules. It's just a shame it's called "Lick It Up." And you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the album cover. Did you ever hear that? It's Vinnie Vincent superimposed on a mannequin on the album cover.
No, I know it's a wig he's wearing, but I never heard about the mannequin. But
Yeah, that's what I read that. I read that it's you know, it's all members, but Vinny's not there, and they put a mannequin and superimpose his head on it.
wow, they did a really good job. I mean,
Yeah. I read that much later, But yeah, I'm not a fan, dude. I never ever liked the song, even back then, and it would upset me because it's the only song I dislike on the album. You know, it's like, why this song? But at
So
the
many
same,
people say that. What?
but
Go ahead.
it's a hit, and people do love it. You know, and it did them well. You know, it really propelled them. So who am I to judge?
What do you think of the video?
Yay. I like the All Hell's Breaking Loose more because of the part where Paul does the sword thing and Gene's like,
Yeah.
I like
I like
that.
the part in the Lick It Up video when the girl is washing a manhole cover. Who the fuck watches a manhole cover?
I never thought of that. Yeah, why do you watch it? See, now I like the video. Now you told me that, you know. Well, yeah, and them eating and drinking out of like gas cans and shit.
In fact, the girl that's washing the manhole cover looks exactly like the girl on the Slave Girl T-shirt. Remember the Slave Girl T-shirt from the Lick It Up tour?
No, I don't actually.
It's a girl like chained to the floor, and she's holding Gene Simmons' axe and it's bleeding. And it's bleeding. There's blood on the axe. And you don't remember that shirt? And the back of the shirt had Gene Simmons' axe and Paul Stanley's zebra flying V like crisscrossed.
On the back?
On the back of the shirt.
You know what? Maybe if I Google search it, it'll jostle my memory. But no, for some reason, I can't remember that.
They used that design for the Lick It Up tour as well. But yeah, it was called the Slave Girl shirt. That wouldn't go over too well these days.
I bought the tour book. I didn't buy a shirt at that show, but I did buy the tour book. I still have. That's the thing, dude. I always said this before, man. Shirts in the '80s disintegrate. Tour books are forever.
Yeah.
You know, I still got my Blizzard of Oz tour book, my Heaven and Hell. You know, I mean, it's always going to be preserved, man.
Did is what was I gonna say? Oh, the Lick It Up tour book. That's kind of like a smaller size.
No, it's kind of big.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've ever seen a Lick It Up tour book.
Yeah, I should have pulled it out for this, but no. It's a cool book. You know. All right. Then we go into Young and Wasted. What do you think of this one?
Fucking killer, man. I wish they just kept writing songs like that, you know. For like the next 3 or 4 albums, I would have been happy with just a rehash of Young and Wasted over and over again. Yeah, killer track. I love it when Eric Carr sings it live. Yeah, man, this song cooks. It just cooks. Heavy as hell. I love it.
This is my all-time favorite Kiss song.
Yeah. It's
got this groove, you know, and I remember cranking this back in the day, you know, when I was a teenager with my friends, and we would all be young and wasted. We would be partying, and this blind background, man, it's just a massively killer song. And I'm an Ace guy, I'm an Ace and Peter guy, but I got to tell you, man, it's one of those rare exceptions where not my favorite lineup of Kiss does my favorite Kiss song. And Young and Wasted, I ripped it off for my little Kiss Wednesday intro. Kiss Wednesday, you know, I did a little.
Oh yeah. I've heard it. Yeah.
I told, yeah, because my bass player don't know shit about Kiss, and I played him and I go, do this riff, you know, and I just want to scream Kiss Wednesday during it.
Right.
But yeah, what can I say? And yes, I did see him play it live, but I have such a great memory. I can't remember for the life of me if it was Gene that sang it live on the Lick It Up tour. I know Eric Carr did it when I saw the Animalized tour.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if Gene did. Leave that in the comment below. Did Gene perform Young and Wasted? I think he did on the Lick It Up tour. And I love those screams where he doesn't do that much, you know? You hear on Unholy, back in the Stone Age. I love to hear that. Gene's scream is so awesome, you know.
I think this album has the most Gene screams on it, man. Like he's really screaming his head off on this record. And that's another great part about it. And another huge difference between his vocals from Creatures of the Night. His vocals are kind of low key on Creatures of the Night and a little laid back. And on this album, he's going for it, dude. I just love it.
Screaming his ass off and totally into Kiss. He wasn't seduced by Hollywood yet. It was the last time, because after
Yep.
that is when he did Runaway.
Yep.
And but yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about Young and Wasted, but I don't have the track list in front of me, and I hope I'm not fucking up anything. I think the next one was called "Give Me More."
That's it.
What do you think of this one?
Fucking awesome track, dude. It's weird. I've seen people online like pick this as their least favorite song on the album, or one of their least favorites, and it's just too much or something. But I love it, dude. Total ripping, just a metal song, straight up metal song, dude. Nice and fast. I love Paul's lyrics and vocals on the track, dude. Yeah, it rips, dude. I love the song. Love it. Perfect ending to side one.
Me too, man. I love it too. They played it live. That was when they showcased the Vinnie Vincent guitar solo.
Yeah.
And it's a smoking track. I'm not a fan of gimme more, the way it ends, but everything else is fine. So that's a minor complaint I have about it. But everything else is it's just a hard run. I love that riff, and it's a song that makes you want to put your fucking foot on the gas if you're driving down the road, because it has that highway start.
Totally. I mean, I can almost hear Motorhead doing that song, you know, like it has that vibe to it, kind of. And you know what song I always considered was a lesser version of Give Me More was I'm Alive, the last song on side one of Asylum. Very, very,
Yeah,
very similar, but not
yeah.
quite as cool.
And I like I'm Alive. I do
I
like
do
it.
too. I do too. I do too.
But Give Me More is, yeah, it's much better. And all right, so now we flip it over to the first metal rap song, if you really want to get technical about it. I don't know. No, actually, if you want to really get technical, the recently departed Johnny Z did the first metal rap song.
Uh-huh.
But this will be the second one. What do you think of All Hell's Breaking Loose?
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. But I'm not gonna lie, the first time I heard it, I think I heard it on the radio before we got the album, and I was a little confused by it. I was like, "What is this?" But that didn't last very long. I think that song rips. Another song where you could totally hear Vinnie Vincent's stamp. But you know, I know Eric Carr gets a writing credit on it too. So actually, Eric Carr does a really great version of the song on that compilation CD that came out a few years back called Unfinished Business, maybe. And he does a version of All Hell's Breaking Loose. I think he plays all the instruments, maybe not the lead, but he plays bass and drums on it, and he sings, and he sounds just like Paul Stanley, man. It's pretty good.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's killer, man. It's really good.
Wow.
But
That's shocking to me. I didn't even know that existed.
yeah, yeah. Here's an example about like how people get pumped up by this song. I was DJing at this bar, this local bar called Bender's years ago, and this guy, a bartender working there, he was off at the time. He was kind of drunk. He came up to me. He goes, "Hey man," because he knew I was a Kiss nut. He goes, "Hey man, do you have that Kiss song? That Kiss song where Paul Stanley's walking down the street and says, 'Fuck you.'" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what song you're talking about."
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love this track, dude. I love the video too, man. Great.
Yeah, I love that video. And I love that opening riff.
Yep.
Just so badass. It's very catchy. And I'll tell you a little heartbreaking story about this song was I got there early to the Lick It Up show. And I'm outside in the parking lot and I hear them sound checking it. They were sound checking All Hell's Breaking Loose. Now, we were listening. It would sound very muffly, but we can make it out.
Yeah.
They didn't play it, man.
They only played it a couple of times on the Lick It Up tour, right?
I'm not sure, but I know that night they didn't play it, but I did hear them sound checking it.
On the Lick It Up King Biscuit Flower Hour show, they played it at that show. I think it was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the only times they played it on that tour, if not the only time, for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah, totally. False advertising.
I thought they were going to definitely play it because, number one, it was the video at the time.
Yeah.
And number two, they're sound checking it. I figured they're going to play it. But there was, another thing about the Lick It Up show, there was a lot of things that were weird about it. Number one, it was the first time they didn't play Dr. Love, which I found really shocking. They didn't play Dr. Love till Hot in the Shade. Like every
Wow.
time I saw Kiss in the 80s, and that's such a staple tune.
Yeah.
And nothing like No Deuce. And, I mean, they really did avoid a lot of the, man, I'm trying to think. The only song they played on the first album was Cold Gin and Black Diamond. But they really did, there was a lot of classic. Shout Out Loud wasn't played till I saw the Crazy Nights tour. A lot of staples. And of course, I Was Made for Loving You. They were trying to distance themselves
But
from that.
also, I heard one of the weirdest things on the Lick It Up tour is they brought back Shock Me. No, I'm just kidding.
It would have been cool having Vinny sing it, right? Fucking awesome. Awesome song. All right, Million to One is the next one. See, I have this shit memorized. I don't think I fucked up yet, have I?
You're right. You're right. It's Million to One. Before I talk about Million to One, did you listen to Kiss's appearance on Rockline for Lick It Up?
No.
I have it on tape still. Dude, it's one of the best Paul and Gene interactions I've ever heard, man. They're making each other laugh. They're totally pumped up, especially Gene, dude. He's just cracking one-liners one after another, man. And he actually sounds like he's enjoying himself. And it's one of the best Kiss interviews I've ever heard, man, ever. I remember like one guy, like, they have good callers, fans will call in and ask questions. And one guy calls in and says, how come you guys only put out albums once a year now? But back in the 70s, you were putting out 3 or 4 albums a year. and he was like, what is this guy on? Like he was like, what? 3 or 4 albums a year? I mean, I guess he's counting 1978 because of the solo albums, but they were putting out 2 albums a year, for a while. But yeah, he said like, 3 or 4 albums a year. And now you're only putting out 1 album a year. And Paul actually was like, well, actually, it's only 9 months a year. And we put out an album every 9 months. So, technically it's 2 albums a year, whatever. He was trying to like talk his way around it. But yeah, it's a great interview, dude. If you ever get a chance, check out Paul and Gene on Rockline from '83. Fucking awesome.
I'll definitely. I'm sure it's up on YouTube. YouTube has everything. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Listen to any Van Halen with David Lee Roth on Rockline. Any of them. I recommend any of them. They're the greatest Van Halen interview ever was a local radio station here. The first time I ever saw Van Halen. It is, you got to hear that. It's WSHE Van Halen interview. They were just so fucking hilarious, and making fun of Cheap Trick and Pat Benatar, and it was just great. It's a really, really cool fucking interview. Rockline was cool, man.
I loved Rockline, man. I still have the Ozzy interview when he was promoting Tribute, the Randy Rhoads live album Tribute. He was promoting that, and he was in rare form in this interview, and someone brings up Black Sabbath at some point. Maybe Bob Coburn, I think, brings up Sabbath at some point. And Ozzy says that, first he says Tony Iommi is a homosexual. And dude, it's dead silent on air for like a good 3 seconds. And Bob Coburn goes, okay. And like people start calling in like crazy. Bob Coburn says like the lines are lighting up, And then finally Ozzy goes, and when I said earlier about Tony Iommi being a homosexual, I was joking, but he does have AIDS. I'm like, whoa, dude, like it was crazy. Yeah, man, it's out there. That's out there. I have it on my TDK D cassette.
That's awesome, man.
But Million to One. Amazing song, dude. Amazing song. I think it rivals Sure Knows Something. I think those 2 songs kind of have the same vibe a little bit. And this is Paul Stanley showing off his songwriting skills to the max, man. I love that track, dude. Great. And it was weird that they didn't make a video for that instead of All Hell's Breaking Loose, because I heard A Million to One on the radio all the time during '83, '84. Yeah, in the Bay Area, that song was played all the time. And it probably would have been a wise move to make a video for that song. It would have probably pumped the record sales a little bit, but I'll never forgive myself for not going to the Paul Stanley Live to Win tour, because I just so wasn't into that album and just the whole vibe of it. I was like, I'm not going to that. And he played A Million to One, and it just kills me, dude. Kills me.
I saw it, man. Right? I saw it in Fort Lauderdale. Amazing. And he played Magic Touch.
Yeah.
It was fucking badass. Yeah, the Live to Win song sucked. But man, just for that alone, and Tonight You Belong to Me, you know, he played some good shit that night. I think Strutter. But anyway, yeah, A Million to One, in my opinion, is the greatest Paul Stanley performance ever caught on tape, I think. The way he sings that song, I think it's a strong. And what's a contender is that grunge song they did, It Never Goes Away, from Carnival of Souls.
Oh, shit. I don't remember how that one goes, man.
Listen to Paul sing that one. It's like that, It Never Goes Away, and Million to One, to me, are the best Paul Stanley performances. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing song. The structure of it, it is the ballad of the album, but it's got teeth. It's heavy. Totally, it's a heavy tune, but it's, you know, just the way he holds that note before the solo.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley, and I've said it many times. A lot of people think I'm a Paul Stanley hater, you know, because I goof on him here and there, but I've always said it, man. Paul Stanley, to me, is the best songwriter of Kiss. He wrote to me, for me, like the best Kiss songs, you know, or wrote some of the worst ones too, but, you know, as a whole, you know, I'm an Ace guy, but Paul wrote better songs than Ace. You listen to, you know, all that 70s shit. To me, man, Paul, like Detroit Rock City, Come On and Love Me, Mr. Speed, Making Love.
Never a filler. Never a filler on those old
Nope,
albums.
you're right.
Paul's end, you know.
You're right. Paul did not write fillers in the 70s. I never thought of that, but you are correct. And I even like, and it's not a song he wrote, but I even like Then She Kissed Me. That's right. You heard me right, Will.
I like that song. I like their version of that song too.
Dude.
I think it's a cool ending to Love Gun.
Yeah, I love that song.
Did you like the last song on Kiss Alive 2? Any Way You Want It?
Any Way You Want It? It's fun. I don't like it at all. It's Dave Clark 5, right? I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Side 4. Side 4
dude,
fast, dude.
If they could have made a full length with that production and those songs and that vibe, oh man.
Can you imagine
that would have saved their career.
Dude,
not that their career plummeted completely, but you know, we all know they lost popularity seriously with Dynasty and the solo albums. So if they had released that as a full length, oh man, who knows what would have happened?
Can you imagine if they released that on a full length and then add the best songs off the solo albums?
Yeah,
that would have been a badass album.
Totally.
And I absolutely love Dynasty. You know, I do love it. And it was very popular, but at the same time, it killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what can I say? Million to One, fucking probably my second favorite song off here.
Did they play that on the Lick It Up tour?
No.
No. Yeah, right.
They didn't play it. The only songs they played on Lick It Up tour, when I saw it, was Lick It Up, Young and Wasted, Give Me More, and Fits Like a Glove.
Okay.
Which is the next track. What do you think of that one?
Fucking love it, dude. I mean, I loved it a lot more when I was a kid because it was such a perverted song, you know, and like it's all about being horny. So I think it maybe hasn't aged that well, but I still think it's a ripping track, you know. It never came across live that well though. Like Gene Simmons always seemed to forget the words, or he would just repeat the same verse 3 times, or I've watched a lot of bootlegs where they kind of butcher that song live, or Gene kind of butchers it live. But it's a fun tune. It's ripping. Yeah.
And he never says like butter live ever.
Yep.
You know, he stops, and there again, when he does that on the album, that scream, it's fucking awesome. I think that song rules. And man, Nick Brote, I don't know where the fuck he is, an old friend of mine. I told him, man, when we saw the Hot in the Shade tour, they played Fits Like a Glove, and I turned to him after they played it, and I was right. I said to him, I go, this is the last time we're ever going to see them play that live, because it always survived the set list. all the way. They played it on Animalize and Asylum, Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade. It was a song they never let go.
Yeah.
I thought at Hot in the Shade, I go, dude, this is the last time. I don't think we're ever going to see them play this live. But I love it. I do love the song. Yeah, you know, I mean, I guess I still don't have, I don't feel like, you know, it's less as good as it was always. I still have the same love. I have it for, I used to have been, then again, I'm immature. But
the song does still rip totally. I still enjoy it. Fuck yeah.
right on. So the next track is Dance All Over Your Face. What do you feel about this one?
This is like the dark horse track on the album, man. And I've seen a lot of people bag on this song and say it's a complete filler. I think that's insane, man. I really like this song a lot, dude. I like the lyrics. The riff is kind of unusual. Everything about the song is kind of weird. The structure and everything, and even his vocal approach is kind of laid back a little bit. Like it's the most laid back of the whole album. And it's like he's just kind of talking to a chick, kind of, but dude, like the way the song swells at the end, and he carries that scream on for fucking ever, and then Vinny comes in with a solo right at the end of it. Oh, what a way to end the song, dude! I love this track. Actually, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I loved it more. It's like a fine wine. To me, it has aged better.
Yeah.
Now than it did back then, because yeah, I kind of felt like it was a filler. I never disliked it. But I was like, oh, whatever. You know, I like every song except for Look It Up more than this. But yeah, now listening to it now, because I did play it today because I knew we were going to do this episode. And when the song came on, and exactly what you said, the way he does that note at the end, I was like, dude, that is awesome. To me, that sells it completely. You know, it makes the song even, it like escalates the song even better toward the end. It's like, damn, that's fucking badass, man.
Totally, dude, totally. And it's funny how you say that, because yeah, even when I was a kid, this was probably my least favorite song when I first heard the album, or when I was getting into it back then. And Fits Like a Glove was maybe my favorite song on the album, because it's just so over the top, you know, and so in your face. And now, like over the years, those songs have flip flopped. Like I prefer Dance All Over Your Face over Fits Like a Glove now. You know, I love it.
Badass song. Now we're going to go into a song that was originally recorded by a band called Warrior, Vinnie Vincent's band that had members of New England, Alcatraz, and which was called Boys Are Gonna Rock. And they brought it and they changed it around to On the Eighth Day. What do you feel about On the Eighth Day, the last track?
This is my least favorite song on the album. It just seems a little pedestrian. I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. I mean, I don't dislike it, but sometimes I skip it. Like I'll end it at Dance All Over Your Face. But it's not a bad song. But you know, I still have never heard the Warrior version. Actually, is that any good?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. I think you'll dig it. I mean, well, then again, you know, it's your least favorite, so who knows? But I like this more than the Warrior. The Warrior version keeps the exact lyrics to Boys Are Gonna Rock. It's still lyrics, but to this tempo, you know.
And how about the chorus? Is the chorus the chorus from Boys Are Gonna Rock, or
yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, instead On the Eighth Day, it doesn't do that. That part's out. What it does, it adds the Vinnie Vincent version, because
Boys Are Gonna Rock. Yeah. Okay.
They add that instead of, you know, On the Eighth Day. It's a different section, you know.
You know, maybe I have heard that. I think I have heard that like fucking 30 years ago or something. Yeah. That sounds familiar.
It was actually released too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I bought it on Amazon. They released it, and it has some really good songs on there. I think Gypsy and Her Eyes or something like that. It's really cool shit. But you know, I mean, it's really like maybe, I don't know, not that many songs, and then they fill up the CD with like rehearsals and bullshit. That's totally useless. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The Warrior, he was totally against the release of that. He was super pissed about that. But yeah, man, I love this song. I love On the Eighth Day. I always did, but I have heard your complaint by many people, you know, through the years. And I'm like, man, I absolutely love. zero problem with it. You know, I just think it's a cool anthemic. You know, it's bombastic. I love the intro. Just that, just that bombastic intro.
That is a pretty cool intro. I agree. For sure.
And you know what Eric Carr is doing, the little fills and shit.
Yeah.
It's just awesome, man. I absolutely love it. So that's it. That's our review of Lick It Up. So, Will, what you were telling me before you're doing, when is the Angel Witch tribute you're doing? What date is that?
It's on St. Patrick's Day. So what is that, March 17th or March 18th? I think it's March 18th. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. We're playing in San Francisco at the Park Side. And it's me on drums. Wow, I'm totally stoned right now. Doug Piercy on lead guitar. He was in Heathen, and he's in Blind Illusion now. And he actually was in Angel Witch for a while when Kevin Hayborn moved to the Bay Area, moved to San Francisco in the late 80s. He formed a version of Angel Witch out here in the city, and Doug Piercy was a guitarist for that version. And the bassist for Blind Illusions evolved, and Tony Campos from Hellfire, and my buddy Larry's on vocals. And yeah, it's sounding great, man. We've already rehearsed twice, and we got the whole album, the whole first album done and down, and now we're just learning some of the demo songs and like the B-side songs, which are quite a few. There's almost an album's worth of material that they had as B-sides or demos, you know. So it's cool, man. It's going to be fun.
Right on, because this will air before that, before St. Patrick's Day. So if you're in the Bay Area, what's the name of the venue again?
The Parkside.
The Parkside on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. And Death Angel, you know, we got a couple of new songs in the past week or two, so things are starting to move in that direction again. That's cool. And we're getting ready for the Bass Strikes Back tour. I'm going to be seeing you in late April. And, you know, I'm still doing my radio show and just all that shit. So, yeah, everything's going good. I did want to ask about Lick It Up. Do you have the Japanese version with the different cover with they're wearing makeup? It's a picture from like the Unmasked tour or something. You've never seen that?
Dude, no.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, let me see this.
So yeah, I was in Japan like in the mid '90s, and I went to a record store and I purposely looked for it because I always heard about the Japanese version of Lick It Up, and it comes with like a makeup insert or something. And if you look at the credits on Lick It Up on the inner sleeve, it says poster photography by so and so, and I'm like, what? There's no poster with this album. So I'm assuming they were giving credits to the person who did the Japanese version. So it comes with this insert, which is really weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so this is an original press from '83, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's got Vinny from Creatures, Eric from The Elder, Paul from The Elder, Gene from Creatures, and this picture right here, I guess, is from like maybe Love Gun or something. I don't know, but very strange, man.
Yeah, you can't tell who's on drums there. Oh yeah, that is. It's either Love Gun or Creatures, because isn't Gene in the picture with the logo?
Oh wait, it's Creatures because you can see the tank. You can see the tank.
Oh,
yeah. So it's all Creatures and Elder, and it has all the lyrics in Japanese on the other side, and then all the lyrics in English on the inside.
That's wild. And the album cover is the same?
And what?
The album cover is
the album cover is the same. Yeah. And like the song order, everything's the same. So yeah, I mean, I was stoked when I saw this, and it was regularly priced too. Like they didn't know what they had or whatever. It was just a normal album price. So I'm stoked I got this.
Were you aware of that before you bought it?
I was. That's why when I went to the record store, or every record store I went to in Japan, this is what I was looking for. I'd go straight to the Kiss section and take a look.
Nice, man.
So yeah, man.
That is awesome, man. So so you still are you still playing gigs with Scarecrow and you should talk about the release.
Yeah, Scarecrow, that's my band with Matt Harvey from Exhumed and Damian Sisson from Death Angel on bass and Bud Burke on lead guitar, who used to be in Exhumed. We put out an EP a couple months ago on Relapse called Raise the Death's Head, and it's total like Bay Area thrash worship, Metallica worship. Sounds like a mixture of Ride the Lightning and Justice for All. And it's selling well, and we played a couple of shows about a month ago here in the Bay Area. And everyone's got their other bands. Matt's Exhumed, and fucking Gruesome's gonna go on tour with Obituary pretty soon here. I know Damien and I are both in Death Angel, so it's hard to make that project happen as far as playing live. But we're gonna record our full length at the end of May, right after the Bass Strikes Back tour. I'm going to go down to San Luis Obispo and record the full length for Scarecrow. So that's happening.
Right on.
Yeah.
And have you heard about the Terry Butler from Obituary is forming something with Gus Rios?
And Matt Harvey, another project Matt's involved in. So, yeah, this is going to make Scarecrow playing live that much harder.
There you go. Rick Ross.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for that. I haven't seen any tour dates on the West Coast, but if they do come through here, I'm definitely going if I'm in town, man. Fuck yeah. I love Leprosy. That's my favorite Death album.
Yeah. Mine too. Mine too. I interviewed Rick Ross on here, and I held up the Leprosy. This is the best album. He's like, you're just saying that. I was like, no, I'm not, dude. And, he had a lot to do with Scream Bloody Gore, too, though he's not on that record.
Yeah.
He wrote some shit. So, because he called me even before this was announced. And he said they're doing the whole Leprosy, and then they're doing some Scream Bloody Gore stuff.
Yep. Yep.
And he's going to write, I'm going to collaborate with him. Me, my drummer, and him, he's going to write some songs. I'm going to add lyrics and sing, and my drummer's going to, the same drummer that's with Yngwie Malmsteen now. We're all, it's not going to be like, a release or an album, but we're going to do some songs, man, which is awesome,
In what vein? Death metal or thrash?
He has a theory, and let's see if you agree with this theory, because it's a little wacky. He said death metal and thrash metal are the same. The only difference is the vocals. And I'm like,
way.
I don't think so either, but that's his theory. So he's gonna write something, and I'm gonna add vocals, but I think he's gonna make it thrash because he's a fan of this channel, but he didn't know nothing about Thrash or Die or anything. And one day he started binging it, watching all these Thrash or Die things, and he's like, dude, I need to write songs with you sing like that, like a lunatic. And I was like, let's do it, dude. So yeah, he's gonna start writing some songs, and he's gonna send me the tracks. I'm gonna lay down vocals. Now I have equipment at home to do vocals at home. And my drummer has a little studio he can record at. So I'm excited for that. I don't know what we're going to call it. I asked him, can we call the band Sammy Hagar Sucks? And he was like, I like that. I was like, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, bro. But he's a good
That's awesome, dude. I'm stoked.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked for this to happen. I know now he told me that he's really working hard to get those old songs down because he hasn't played them in decades.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited for that. Rick Ross is the man. He's a super nice dude, and I look forward to doing. I'm like, God damn, I can't believe I'm doing this.
That's cool, brother.
Yeah.
Incantation played here a couple nights ago, and Chris Reefer came on stage and played drums, and they did a version of Evil Dead.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Scream Bloody Gore.
It was great.
Nice,
really cool,
man.
In fact, that's the first time I've ever seen Chris Reefer play a death song on stage. So that was really fucking cool.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I can't wait for this. He wants Thrash or Die Reform to do it, and I say I can't, man. To do the tour with Leprosy. I don't know. It's not called Leprosy though. The band.
It's called Left to Die.
Yes, which I have a friend in Chicago that has a band called Left to Die. That's really good, actually. It's pretty damn good. You should check out, if you dig Incantation, you should check out Hibernus Mortis. It's total Hibernus Mortis.
Okay.
It's they are so much like Incantation, but it's good. It's not like this, like clone thing, but like kind of like how Gruesome is,
Sure.
Sounds so much like death, but it's still awesome,
Where are they from?
Here, they're
Okay.
from Florida.
Cool.
My original drummer was their drummer, and
Okay.
yeah, they're very tight with the Incantation guys. John McEntee is the shit. That guy's so
Yeah,
good.
great guy, man. Great guy.
Yeah, I played a show with one of his other bands up in Maine, of all places. And we hung out with him all night. He's a super cool dude. Gus Rios. I mean, I know all these people from down here. Gus
Right.
Rios was Malevolent Creation, and just good shit, man. So yeah, man, I'm so looking forward. When does the tour start? The
The
Testament.
first show, I think it's April 9th in San Luis Obispo. And then we were zigzagging across the country and back. The last show was in Sacramento, California on May 25th. So it's April 9th to May 25th.
And that's like near your house, right? Sacramento.
Yeah, it's 2 hours away, close enough.
So it works out for everybody, man. I'm psyched. So you guys, without spoiling it, of course, you're ready rehearsing. You have your set list for it.
No,
Oh,
we start rehearsing at the end of this month. So like late next week or early the following week, we start rehearsing.
so what?
And I have no idea. Rob makes the set list, and I have no idea what he has in store for it. We've been playing a lot of weird songs and lots of seldomly heard songs lately. So I would imagine some of those will seep into the set list. I'll bet you anything why you do this will be on the set list.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Death Angel play that since Frolic, or maybe they did do it on the Act Three tour. I'm not sure. You know,
That's a good question. I don't know if they did it on the Act 3. I can't remember. But
I'll
yeah,
t-
either that or Guilty of Innocence. Either one of those will probably be on the set list, I would imagine.
both great, man.
Yeah.
Throwing Road Mutants, I love that one.
Yeah, oh yeah. Killer.
We're talking about that album. A funny story about Death Angel on the Act Three tour. They played Summers on the Beach, and I thought, I hope this does not become a trend. Some asshole in the pit let out tear gas,
Oh.
and we all ran out. We all ran out of the club because we were choking. And when we all, they aired it out, we all came back in. Mark said on stage, he goes, "Man, I thought you guys smelled my fart. That's why y'all left." Yeah, that was Death Angel and Forbidden Evil tour.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was badass, man.
Oh, yeah, that was Forbidden when they were touring for Twisted Into Form.
No, it was for Forbidden Evil.
No.
89.
Yeah,
Yeah.
89 is Twisted Into Form.
Damn. My mind's fucking shot. I couldn't.
89. No. Twisted Into Form is 90. So I guess it was Forbidden Evil.
Yeah.
When they played together in San Francisco at the Warfield, it was definitely Twisted Into Form.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm almost positive that was.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think the live from Dynamo was even out yet.
Okay.
But that was one awesome band.
Fuck yeah.
They didn't I wasn't really too much into the stuff after.
Me neither. Me neither.
Listening to Form, but those two albums are just the shit, man. It was kind of like a Judas Priest of thrash,
Totally.
You don't know what's up with those guys. I mean, I know they're not together anymore, but.
Oh yeah, I mean, I talk to Craig LaCicero all the time. We go to Niners games together and stuff. But he has a couple of bands. He has a band called Dress the Dead, which is a little more. It's not thrash metal. It's a little more on the commercial or alternative side of metal, maybe. And he has a hardcore skate punk band called the Boneless Ones. And that has Chris Contos on drums, who was in Machine Head, the first drummer for Machine Head. And that band's actually gaining in popularity. They got some big shows coming up, and they have a new album coming out. And he really seems to be pushing that project a lot more, So he's busy. I think Russ Anderson, I don't think he's doing anything. The singer, I think he's retired from music, maybe. I never hear about that guy. I never see him. Certainly never see him at a show or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know if there's any future for Forbidden,
Yeah, you know, I saw them like I think like 10 years ago when they reformed. Man, this was a cool bill. It was Overkill, Forbidden, Evil, Gamma Bomb. Do you know
Oh
Gamma
yeah,
Bomb? God, I love that fucking band.
yeah, from Ireland, right?
I'm not sure, but they're fun, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking awesome. And the opening act was Bonded by Blood. You ever heard of those guys?
Oh yeah, from LA. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
good dudes, man. But man,
totally,
Gamma Bomb is like, goddamn, I love that fucking band. They're just so fast and precise, but fun at the
totally.
same time. When I saw them live, I mean, this is a fucking killer. Thrash singer came out with a Too Fast for Love shirt, and
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Wear a Motley Crue. I used to do that, Will, in the '80s. I used to have a Shout the Devil shirt, and I would purposely go to Slayer shows with it because I was stupid. I was like, let me see if I get my ass beat. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna wear a Crew shirt to a fucking Thrash show, you know?
Did you ever
'Cause
get
it
in any
was,
trouble?
no, actually, I mean, I thought there was one guy called me a faggot poser. You know, that's it. That's about it. And that was on the way out, and he was far. So it's like I'm a faggot poser. You know, back then, I would drink and be an idiot. You know, and but yeah, I mean, fuck it, man. Wear what you love on your, and that's what you do, man. And I noticed that because I've seen pictures of you with Motley Crue with Twisted Sister shirts. I'm like, right on, Will, man.
Vanilla Ice.
That that was the funniest shit. Yeah, I told you about that, right? When
You sure did.
I was watching the documentary for a split second, you're having Vanilla Ice. I was like, I need to ask Will about that. What the fuck? Crazy shit, man. But dude, as always, dude, it's always a fucking blast talking to you, man.
Totally, man.
And we need to, you know, get back on the track by tracks or suck versus suck. I was
Totally.
just today, and I don't know if I put this up yet on YouTube. I got a donation, 2 Bon Jovi albums.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Which album versus which album?
70 Fahrenheit, something like that,
Yeah.
versus Slippery When Wet.
Ah.
So I've yet to listen to it, but I'm sure it's going to be quite the comical, you know, because people love when I do the suck versus suck thing.
I've never heard either one of those albums in their entirety, but you know.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I just know the hits, and I can't remember 70. I think I had In and Out of Love.
In and Out of Love. Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be fun doing that. But you and I, we got to get together and.
Totally. Do you remember that video for In and Out of Love?
I sure do.
I think like Father Guido Sarducci's in it or some shit, or there's some.
Yeah, I think he's holding a newspaper, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or something
Yeah. And they're on the Jersey Shore. It's like, when me and the boys hit the street.
Yeah.
24-hour boys or some shit like that. Oh,
well,
man.
cool, brother.
Thank you so much for your time, Will, and we will do the track by tracks in the future.
Absolutely.
And stay frosty, Will. Listen to Black Sabbath, man. And SHMACKEMAGOB, my brother.
Right on, man.